Apple's 8th iPhone, the iPhone 6, is the biggest upgrade in both hardware and software since the iPhone 4 first came out. Apple exchanged the 5S's sharp angular design for a smooth rounded edges and curved glass panel. With a bump in size and power, the iPhone 6 is an absolute Android nightmare, and here is why. The iPhone 6 now touts a 4.7-inch Retina display screen with ion strengthened glass, accompanied by a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera up the top and the return of the Touch ID down below. Inside this smooth aluminium unibody we find the new dual-core Apple A8 CPU and the quad-core Power VR GX 6450 GPU. You have the choice of 16, 64 or 128GB of internal storage and a marginally bigger battery at 1810 mAh. The protruding camera lens remains at 8 megapixels with two-tone flash and faster focus pixel technology. On the software side, everything is running off iOS 8. For Apple, the redesign of the iPhone 6 was a drastic change. Sharp edges were replaced with the extremely smooth corners and an even more metal design. The iPhone 6 has been working out big time, becoming significantly lighter and ridiculously thin. The build quality is unmatched in the smartphone industry, and the iPhone 6 is an absolute dream in the palm of your hand. The ergonomics are fantastic with perfect button placement. Even the curved glass cannot be ignored. It feels amazing running your fingers onto and off the sides of the device, giving an extremely smooth feeling overall. The new 4.7-inch Retina HD display panel doesn't boast a higher pixel density, but it looks crystal clear and decently bright. Improved polarizer, higher contrast and wider viewing angles make the iPhone 6's screen something to be deeply enjoyed. iOS 8 is the most open and pleasurable update we've seen so far. Great new features like predictive text and typing, an improved Siri that now works with Shazam to name your songs, and your iPhone will now link with your Mac and iPad to make using the new iPhone 6 a much more open and interesting experience compared to previously more basic and restricted software. iPhones have always impressed in the camera department, and the iPhone 6 brings a seriously competitive smartphone camera. Although only at 8 megapixels, photos and videos are very sharp with great details and excellent color reproduction. One of the best features is the amazing 240 frames per second slow motion video that brings the best slow motion video that I've ever seen from a smartphone. Having such a thin and rounded design, the iPhone 6 is just begging to be dropped or slip out of your hand. The iPhone 6 is overall a fragile device that is just a disaster waiting to happen with raised curved glass and soft rounded edges. The protruding camera also stops the device sitting flat on a table, which can definitely get frustrating. So what I'm trying to say is, protection, you need it. The mute switch is also much more sensitive in this model, and I found myself accidentally turning it off, whether it be removing the case or just taking it out of my pocket. The Touch ID, although a very helpful and secure locking mechanism, appears to be very hit and miss. When using the Touch ID, it's hard to say with certainty if it's going to work each time, and I found myself ending up having to use my 4-digit passcode instead. Finally, the last negative feature when it comes to the iPhone 6 and basically any other iPhone is the battery life. It is very slightly improved over the 5S, but is nowhere near satisfying enough considering the more advanced apps that are becoming available and the amount of time you spend using the phone. Gaming drains the battery life like nothing else, and for anyone looking for longevity, you might want to consider an external battery pack for on-the-go charging. Although the very high price of the iPhone 6 is basically a crime, you cannot deny the superior build quality with an amazing display and camera. If you are in the Apple ecosystem and want to upgrade, then this is definitely worth your attention. Android users looking to switch will definitely find iOS 8 a little more closer to home. This has been Alex from The Quick Review, reviewing the iPhone 6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.